Hey, what is up, everybody? It is your girl, Martha D. Staub, owner of MDMC Entertainment, and today is episode 18 of Business Building and Beyond. And today is a very special day. If you haven't seen my post, go back and look at it. Today is the first day, or actually, this is the anniversary of where I decided to become an entrepreneur and just go for my dreams. I had just gotten let go from a very terrible job. And I don't know if I was really anticipating it or not, but today's the day I said, you know what, I'm going to go work for myself. So, very special day. First things first, before I dive into all of that, let me see here. I do want to say that all of these episodes that we do on YouTube are streamed here, and then once we are done with the broadcast, the audio is actually sent over and to our podcast. So you can actually listen to us on the go. Let me see here. We're actually decked out. I figured today would be a good day to be in MDMC colors, so I did the black and pink today. But yeah, you can listen to us on any podcast that you listen to. We're currently on Anchor, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and Spotify. So if you don't have time to join us here, every Thursday at 11, no problem. Just take us with you when you go anywhere. You can just go on. I know a lot of people use Spotify. Spotify is one of the great ones out there. And we're working on getting onto other platforms. So yeah, every time we're live, we're here. You can look at us, or, if you're too busy and don't want to sit here and listen to us for 30 minutes to an hour, then you can just listen to us on a podcast on the go. So yeah, so today is, like I said, very special day. This is my 1-year anniversary of being an entrepreneur. And let me tell you, it has been a very interesting ride. The picture I posted up today is actually me wearing this gold dress. And I actually bought that gold dress because it was a really shitty year. I was unemployed, and I had that dress was like $30, really cheap. But I wanted to bring in some positivity into. It was smack dab in the middle of my unemployment days, so I wanted to celebrate my birthday as best as I could, even though it was the worst birthday of my life. But what I ended up doing was I bought this dress, took this picture for my birthday, celebrated. I vowed that 33 would be a fantastic year for me. And I vowed to change what was really shitty about that year and turn it into something good. 30 days later, I actually got a part-time job with a consultant downtown San Diego. And I thought this was a really good deal. I was like, this could actually work out. I've always wanted to work in downtown San Diego. I remember the first time I ever came to San Diego and looking at that skyline, I was like, I'm going to work in one of those buildings one day. And I did, and it wasn't what I wanted it to be. And it's kind of funny because that's how life is. You can't plan every step of the way, as much as I try to, and as much as everyone knows. I know I was just told this week I'm very, very stubborn, and I am. And but there's maybe it's because I want things done a specific way, and there's maybe reasoning behind what I do. And you can't change people. As much as I would love to not be as stubborn, it just sucks. So sorry, but I am what I am, and it is what it is. So, but yeah, I went into this job, and it was a startup company, and it just was not exactly what I was thinking. I was actually thinking, okay, well, this might work. And, I work for a boss who honestly probably doesn't need to have staff altogether. She just has the worst attitude on the planet. I just can't believe how I was so mistreated. My mom, I would call my mom. How bad this job was? I would go to work. I would put in my time. I was degraded. I was told I was worthless. I was told I couldn't do things right. I was told that everything that I did was wrong. And I would go home and cry. I kid you not. I had never, and I feel like I am a very strong woman. And I feel like, you talk shit like that to me, fuck you. Not necessarily here, because I had just come off being unemployed. And so I was very, very scared. I needed the money flow. I needed this money. And so I really couldn't talk back. I really couldn't fight back. It was like, do this or get fired. And so I kept my mouth shut, and I just bared it and just dealt with it. And it was awful. It was just so awful. And there was no reason for this person to be the way they were. But whatever, I don't really want to get into the psychiatrics of this crazy girl. But, I did that job for 3 months. I was promised so many things. I was promised to be this person's right-hand man. I was told that, I was super talented, that I had this and that. It was just weird. It was like it's like being in a relationship. It was like the worst shit ever. It was just like, promising me this and that and trips. I was supposed to go to Europe. This person was supposed to take me, which thank God I never went. Oh my God, I would have killed myself on the airplane. I would have jumped out of the fucking plane. That's how bad that was. And, it was just weird because I feel like this person was just very unstable, just not fit to be a leader, not fit to run anybody. And then when I got an assistant, I had been, over the course of my career, I have been, a leader to my team. I had interns, I had so many other, I was managing other people. So I knew how to manage. So, when I got this person, I was like, okay, great. Hey, welcome. And I was super cool. And this person's like, you're a really bad boss. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I remember we had like Slack. If you guys don't know what Slack is, it's a really cool management tool. You can chat with your employees and things like that. And I remember there was a situation with my assistant, and she was like, go take care of it. And I said, okay. So I went and talked to her and, said, hey, this isn't right. Don't do this. Don't do that. Want to stay above the line, blah, blah, blah. I came out of the office after my talk with her. I returned to a message. It says, you're just a really shitty boss. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, really? Ugh, it was the worst. I swear, I don't know how many tears I cried. And one of the things that I like to do, well, we don't like to do, but we have to do. We obviously have dogs. So my partner in crime and I, we would take walks around the complex and we would talk about the future. That's where all of our really great ideas come from, are from those walks. And so it was funny. I would just cry. I cried for 3 months on those walks. And, he said, the thing is that you just don't believe in yourself. I don't understand why you don't believe in yourself. You are so much better. You're so much talented. You know more than this person does. Like, how are you not fighting back? And I said, I can't. I need a paycheck. And the paychecks were good. She did pay really good. That's probably the highest paying job I ever had, but it was the worst treatment I ever had in my life. And I said, I just can't. And so when I started to see things were just not, I knew this wasn't a long-term gig. Let's put it that way. I had a feeling it wasn't a long-term gig. And I said, you know what? I think it's time to start investing into MDMC. And I said, I don't know as to what point. And I think it was also great for me because it was also a great outlet. Because not only was I working on a shitty job for, the hours, I was part-time, but we worked 9 to 5. And I was like, you can't do that, right? That's illegal. You can't classify an employee as a part-time employee. But that's the way they got around it, so they wouldn't have to pay for, we wouldn't get hour-long lunches, and we wouldn't have to, I think at some point you have to pay a specific fee, or as how you're classifying your employees. But she was going around it the other way, which was wrong. But I said, I had to work on MDMC on the side so that I could keep my sanity, because I was just losing my mind here. And it was one of those jobs that was just draining. I would wake up in the morning and I was like, what excuse can I make to not go in the office? And I use those commutes because, I live in northern San Diego, and to get down to downtown, that's about a 10-minute drive, or an hour drive. Sorry. It's an hour drive. And so I would listen to podcasts. I was listening to people that were successful in making your own business. Like Jenna Kutcher was a really good one that I listened to all the time. I was just trying to feed my soul in another direction, because my soul was like slowly being taken away from me from this awful boss. And I would rack my brain. I was like, I am so smart. I'm so good at what I do. How come I can't please this bitch? And for the longest time, I just couldn't. And I couldn't understand it. And I said, you know what? I think there's something seriously wrong with her. It's probably not my fault. And I had to it was the worst. It was the worst job I've ever had. But anyway, on this day a year ago, I walked into the office and this person had just come back from the European trip I was promised to go on. And thank God I didn't go. And my assistant and I had meetings with her. I was trying to be happy that she was back, but I was like, hey, glad you're back. Silence. Because I'm shady like that. I was just not happy. And so she was like, all right, we need to do this, this, and this. And so one of the things that happened was we had individual meetings. So she called in my assistant first, and she talked to her for a little bit. And my assistant came out and says, hey, she wants to talk to you. And I was like, all right, cool. So I go in there and I try to be nice. I'm like, hey, how was your trip? Blah, blah, blah. And she's like, what did you do last week? And see, here's the thing. So we worked a lot the previous week. And because we were alone, we worked down at the coffee shop. We just worked there all day and then left. So we weren't in the office, which is great. I didn't want to be in that office. And so we worked that entire week. And so I got scolded, like, what did you do? And I'm like, okay, well, I did this, 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 and this. Oh, well, we were supposed to make this many calls. And I was like, no, you never said that. You just said work on this shit. You didn't tell us we had a quota. One of the things that I hated was that she started to turn us into salespeople. And we're not salespeople, okay? Let me tell you. Marketers and salespeople are two different animals, okay? They think and work in very different ways. I'm not a salesperson. I'm not getting on the call. I'm not going to try and make a sale, okay? That's just not what I do. Although, and the thing is I couldn't really even sell it because, she wouldn't really tell us what she did. Yeah, we were marketing something we knew nothing about. And I was just like, this is dumb. So I got in trouble because I didn't schedule 10 calls. I was like, well, first of all, and I made the point in a meeting, and I think I threw down some statistics because I was in a meeting with Sell Me a Car, Martha. No, I'm not going to sell you shit. That's the Facts of Life founder, Alex Acevedo. What's going on, guy? Sorry, I didn't get back to all the messages. Everyone's accusing me of shit. I have to get back to the group chat. I was getting ready because I had to get pretty. But I'm not selling shit, okay? I couldn't even sell. No, that wasn't part of the plan. And so then she told me I had a bad attitude. She told me I was this, I was that. And she says, you know what? You're done. And I said, you know what? I couldn't fit into the shitty box you're trying to put me in. And prior to that, in a meeting, she was getting mad at us because we were using her Facebook page, which we'll get to in a minute, to talk to people and to get them to schedule a call for a consultation. And yo, what's up? And so we were trying to get people to hey, schedule a call if you need help with your business and blah, 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 blah. And it was really and then, so here's the thing with that. So in order to do that, it was taking us a full day to get this conversation going, talk to these random people, ask them who they were and what they did, what their business was. It takes a while to start selling the thing of hey, maybe you should schedule a call with me and then we can talk about it. And it it felt like catfishing. I kid you not. It was the worst. And so one thing that we got in trouble for after the day was over is how many calls did you schedule? We're like, well, and my assistant was like, I'm close to one right now. And I'm like, I'm still working on this full over here. I had so many messages going through. And she was like, I sat here and did this all night last night. I scheduled 10 calls on my own. And I said, well, duh, owners have the highest percentage of closing of sales than anybody else. Duh, you're the owner. She's like, what the hell does that mean? I said, you know what you've been doing this for a long time. You already know what to say to these people to convince them to get on the phone with you. And it didn't help. She was a really pretty girl. So I think any dude that was dumb would be like, oh, yeah, I'll get on a call with you. It was so stupid. It's the tea time. I'm spilling the fucking tea. I don't give a fuck. And so I'm just of course you're going to be able to close these. We're working on these. So she's like, work on this faster. So then the next day, my sister and I was like, well, let's just ask people to jump on a call. So we were just like, hey, you want to jump on a call with us? And then she got mad at us. She's like, what are y'all doing? I'm like, well, yesterday you got mad because it took us forever because we were building up a relationship with these people online. And now you want more calls. So now we're jumping to it. And she's like, oh, now it sounds like a scam. I said, so fucking figure out what you want us to do. Do you want us to spend time nurturing these people and talking to them, actually pretending that you give a shit about their business? Or do you want them just to schedule a call? And so I don't think she liked that either. And it was really funny because at one point, she tried to put a competition between me and my assistant on who the better marketer was. And whoever the better marketer was would get like this spa trip or some shit, like something bogus. No, and the funny thing is like, I think my assistant won. She had a really cool plan. I didn't put any effort into it. I was like, I don't care for a spa trip. I don't want to go anywhere with this person. I'm going to flat out lose for a reason. And I didn't want to go anywhere with this person. I was just like, I don't care. You can win that. You can do all that bougie shit. I don't give a fuck. And so I let her win. And she never got her prize. I was like, I told you weren't going to get shit. Okay, come on. This shit's bogus. And I said, it sounded like, I hated the way she was doing it though, because it sounded like she was trying to see who she was going to fire. And I was like, man, doesn't it feel like you're fighting for your job just a little bit? And she's like, yeah. And so I remember I couldn't leave. That's another sad part of the story. My mom got married last year. And in order for me to leave work, I had to give my boss 3 weeks notice that I was going to be taking off. And so my mom, and I had told my mother, and this is my mother's fault too. I was like, Mom, the second you have a date, you have to tell me so that I can work it out, so I can leave. And she's like, okay, no problem. And of course, my mom, being who she is, took off, and she springs it up to me a week before she gets married. Hey, I'm getting married on this day. And I'm like, what did I tell you? I need 3 weeks notice. You've been there for 3 fucking weeks. Why didn't you tell me like when you got there? And she's like, oh yeah, well, this just kind of happened. I'm like, okay, I can't go. I can't tell my boss I'm leaving. And so I remember trying to figure out a flight. I was trying to figure out how long I would be gone. Like, I was trying to do a quick 1-day trip. I was going to fly down to where she was, go to the ceremony, fly back that night, be at work the next day. So I was going to do a round trip, like super fast. And everything I tried to do did not work. And I told my mom, for the love of God, schedule it on a weekend so I can, I could fly at least Friday, and then I could be there the weekend, then I can come back Monday. And it just wasn't going to work. And my boss was like, I told her, I'm like, hey, I hate to spring this up on you, but, my mother's getting married and I need to be there. And she's like, well, when's she getting married? And I told her, I said, next week. And she said, it doesn't work for me. And I said, you have to understand, my dad died like in 2008. She finally found love. Like, this is what's going to happen. I need to be there. And she's like, I'm sorry. I told you I need 2 weeks notice. I said, this is my mother's wedding. What are you fucking talking about? She's like, I can't stop you, but I am going to stop you because you know the rules. And I'm like, my mom just made this happen today. And she's like, sorry. I'm like, I cried. That shit still makes me cry. And I said, I'm done. I'm done after this is over. And I fought with my mom too, because she could have done something else too. But it is what it is. I'm not going to cry here, but that boss was a bitch. She was the worst. And I wish her nothing but the best. But karma's a bitch, people. Don't treat people wrong. Okay? Ooh. I'm going to kill my mom. She made me cry over this shit. It was my mom's fault too. She should not have done what she did. I get it when you're in love and you don't think and you just want to do what you do. Totally fine. Fucking Alex. Yeah, that shit was tough. Anyway, karma's a bitch, people. All right. Let's get to the topic at hand. Anyway, I was liberated. I started my own business. A week later, got a big client and made bad money. So, 1 year anniversary. Happy anniversary to me. Sorry, everybody. God almighty. But that's the thing. You don't treat your people like that. That's some fucking bullshit. I fucking hate this bitch. I swear. I wish her nothing but the best, but, karma's coming around. So, Mm. All right, let's get to the topic at hand, and that is just because you have a Facebook page doesn't make you a marketer. All right, so do you know how many times I have gotten a lead of some sort that says, well, I don't really know if I need all of your services. I have a Facebook page. What do you mean? Well, I have a Facebook page. I get people to like my shit, and no, thank you. Like, what do you mean? So what you just have a Facebook page, so that's gonna make everything all right? And they're like, yeah. And I said, you can't just rely on one thing to run your business. That's just dumb. And they're like, oh no, it's fine. I have a lot of people. It's gonna be fine. I have my Facebook page. I boost posts, which let me tell you, boosting posts. I had to say there was a Comic-Con that I was working with that said, oh, I boost posts, but I'm not getting ticket sales. And I'm like, well, how are you boosting, or what are you doing? Oh, I just push boost for like $5 and then it sends it out to more people. I said, are you fixing your audiences? Are you targeting? What? No, I just pay them $5. No, this is what I mean. Just because you have a Facebook page doesn't make you a marketer. Okay. Just because you have people that are on there and engaging, it doesn't mean this is everything you need. And I know that so many people fall back on this thing just because it's popular, or that's where people at. And I get it. I just read a report from the Social Media Examiner. They're this big social media marketing company here in San Diego, and they send out a lot of industry news regarding the market. And one of the things that I absolutely love about them is they break it down per year as to what's popular. So Facebook is definitely the biggest platform you can be on. The problem is that when you have a platform like that, you need to work it. And that means you need to throw money into it. One of the problems that I have heard from other entrepreneurs or other businesses is that, oh yeah, we used to pay this, we used to run a couple of ads and boost a couple of things, but Facebook is where we're only at. And I tell a lot of people, you're narrowing your entire marketing process. I said, are you collecting emails when you make a sale? No. Are you doing, what kind of targeting are you doing? I don't know. A lot of people have a hard time growing Facebook pages because Facebook changed the algorithm a couple years ago about how you can go about growing your page. And I remember Facebook pages would grow just like weeds. It was just like, boom, 10,000 followers, boom, 20. It was easy. It was easy to have a Facebook page. Now that's not the case. Now Facebook has figured out it's pay to play. So if you want your page to be so big and have all these followers and things like that, you have to throw some mad money into these platforms. And so Facebook, yes, I think is one tool you can use, but I don't think you should go about this as a one-trick pony. You should have many other avenues that you're working with. And so one of the things that I love, and a lot of pages will have a group that goes with this Facebook page. And one of the things you can do is upon entering the group, you can ask for emails and you can ask specific questions. You can gather those emails and then turn those into an email list that you can actually email out to. One of the great email marketing platforms I'm using right now is ActiveCampaign. It was, let me tell you, this awful job that I had didn't all go to waste because I did learn ActiveCampaign, and now I'm using it all the time, which is great. So I did learn a couple things at that shitty job, even though the bitch was a bitch. But ActiveCampaign is one of the greatest email marketing platforms you can use. And the things that ActiveCampaign can do for you and your business is mind-blowing. So if you're not in some way collecting emails, you're in trouble. You should probably start collecting some emails. Put in a capture on your website. Put something in on one of the things I would do is I would make a white sheet and I would run an ad, maybe on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, And in order to get it, you have to enter your email in order to download that hot sheet of whatever information that you have. And that way you start collecting your emails. So that way, when you are doing that, you've collected a list of emails. You can go into your Facebook and go into your business manager and start doing ads the right way. Doing ads the right way, that's a whole other section in and of itself. I'd have to do a screen. That's a whole class. We'd have to go through that. But, Facebook pages are so much harder to grow. You need to throw in money into Facebook. I don't know how much money I've thrown into Facebook for MDMC. I don't do a lot of it, to be honest with you. I actually promote a lot on Instagram because Instagram has our largest audience right now. YouTube, you guys are slacking. I've been stuck at 250 for a while, but we'll get there. But, it's an interesting thing. You can't just throw all your eggs in one basket. You need to be able to diversify yourself. So if social media is the way to go, by all means, use Facebook, but you can also incorporate Instagram. You can also incorporate an email marketing strategy. I have had so many people, let's see what, Green Ink Promotions. Are people still willing to freely give their email addresses without fear of being spammed? You know what? On a lot of these Facebook groups, if you're going in for specific knowledge or a specific thing, one of the things I do a lot is I'm in a lot of entrepreneur groups. I just joined a podcast group because, obviously we need to make this podcast better. Actually, shout out to Alex Salcevedo, who from Facts of Life, who got us into that group that told us about these guys that I'm going to be learning from next week to help improve on some of my game because I know nothing about podcasts. But I think it is possible to collect these emails without the fear of being spammed. It's one of the things that they put in is like, do you want more information from us? And if they say, obviously if you say yes, then yeah, I do want to be able to get more information, especially if I'm getting it from a trusted source. By all means, I don't care. I'll give out my email. And I think, email marketing is still as good as gold. Let me tell you. How many times, okay, I can seriously go through my email right now, through my personal email, one email that no one has out there. So I get emails from like Shoe Dazzle and Torrid and Forever 21, and like all of these. Like I look at the email and I'm like, okay, oh yeah, I bought those boots a while back. I don't get tired of them. Like I'll look at them and I'll never unsubscribe because they're still offering value to me. So yeah, I think I don't think the fear of being spammed is a thing in as much. I don't think so. I've seen it where people just willingly do it just because they want the more information. In fact, I am working on another client of mine. I put in a capture at the bottom of the website to be like, hey, do you want more information about this? And I put in those captures already. I've had that website's been live for like a month. It already has like 50 emails in it. So it's great for me because now I can create a funnel where all of these emails and want more information about this specific company or this specific product. I can go through into ActiveCampaign and create an automation. And in those automations, I can distribute my emails the way I want them to. And I can even put in conditions as to when the next email is released. And in order to do that, to make it happen, you have to be in front of your audience. And you can't, because look how many emails I have. You have to stand out among the rest. So your emails should be catchy. They should be informative. They should get right down to the point, schedule a call or, schedule this, schedule that, whatever. And so, yeah, I definitely don't think just because you have a Facebook page that makes you a marketer, because there are so many other levels to marketing that go into this that you can't just rely on one source. If you're relying on one source, Facebook better be making you millions. And I'm just saying, like, it should be your prime source. Yes, Lewis, happy anniversary to us. Yep. Yeah, man. I know if you guys haven't listened to the Facts of Life podcast, interviewed Lewis. And of course, those two were talking about me and saying, it's about time she went on her own and did her own thing. So I did. It took me a while. It took a lot of tears. It took a lot of stubbornness. Like someone told me I was very stubborn the other day. If he's still here. But yeah, finally did it. And now I get to share all this information with you guys. It was just, good things today. I feel good today. I woke up not even wanting, like, I was just like, what are we going to do today? And then I realized what today was. And I was like, oh no, this should be a special show. So, a little bit, just a little bit. But yeah, I think if you're really serious about your business, don't rely on one source. You have to really get out there. I don't really suggest Twitter, even though we all have a Twitter. I think it's a great way to just have your shit out there and let it roll. How different is this email service you're using than, say, from MailChimp? Okay, I haven't played around with MailChimp in a while, but ActiveCampaign is one of those platforms. Like it's really great for a service-based business or a product-based business. It has a CRM. It's a customer relations management tool where you can actually track your sales. So, for example, oh Lord, who is that? Is that Lewis? I don't know. People have access to the MDMC account. What you can do with ActiveCampaign is you can, when you actually set out your email, and let's say for an example, you have specific links inside of this email. What ActiveCampaign does is if you trigger it the right way, you can actually set off an automation to where you can target these people like, oh, hey, I saw that you clicked here. What more information would you like here? You can put in, all your informative information there, and you can set it by condition. So if they decide to click on something else or schedule the appointment, ActiveCampaign tracks all of that shit. It's really scary how accurate they are. And so what I've been doing is, this is a big project. I've been working on this since June. I have a very large client that is not utilizing email marketing campaign, and they have thousands of emails. And I'm like, yo, you're sitting on gold here. What are you doing? And they're like, oh, we don't know what to do with them. What do you mean? So I set this apart. I'm like, all right, an active lead can go in this funnel. A lead that's in progress, or they're in the middle of a sale, they get these emails. And if they become a past customer, they go in these and they get these emails. So what the objective is we want to keep these people intact and engaged with your business. So what ends up happening is if we have a lead that's in the process, we send them a welcome email. Hey, welcome to so-and-so business. Glad you're here. Glad you've taken the time to sign up for a consultation. Here's a little bit more information about us. And then about a day, I set it off to where it's every day at a specific time they get a new email. So the next email was like, hey, you may not know this, but we do this, 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 and this. And so I created a PDF book of services. And I'm like, check out our service book, or check out our I forget what we called it. Check this out. Okay. The next day, if they're still in the lead process and they haven't moved to a specific, like if they're in progress of buying, or the way I set up these funnels are based on conditions. So then I think I have like 6 funnels going through that. So if they stay in the lead process long enough, they will get 6 weeks worth of emails of just giving them informative information. And ActiveCampaign tracks where they've clicked. So therefore, you can set off another segment into being like, oh, hey, we saw that you really like, I don't know, water doodles. Here's everything we have about water doodles. And then, so it tracks behavior, which is really cool. And so I've set up all of these funnels to work in cohesion with whatever process they're in within the buying process. So when they become a past client, they start getting emails about, hey, here's how to take care of your product. Here's how, Here's more money for your buck for your next project, this and that or whatever. You just tailor it to whatever it is that you're selling. Here's a promo. We're giving away $1,000 off on the next thing. Sign up now and we can get you started. I don't know, whatever the thing is. But in order to keep people engaged, you have to be in their face. And this is why MDMC is all over the place. We're in your face all the time. And I'm sorry. Okay. And a lot of people aren't liking our shit, but that's okay. Because I know you're watching. You know how I know? Because everything I post on a personal page is seen at magnitude. And every time I share that same stuff on my personal page, business related, is in that same audience. So I know people are watching, which is totally fine. I'm in your face. You know what I am. You know who I am. You know what I do. It's all good. It's all Gucci at this point, the way Lewis says. So yeah, I don't think you should totally land on one. Can't wait to hear it. Can't wait to hear what I do. Go check out my new podcast, Facts of Life. Oh, is there an announcement happening here? Eddie, are you part of the Facts of Life now? It's great. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I think a lot of people are losing opportunities where they need to be because they think just having a Facebook page just will make them money. And I think in some cases, oh God, I can't get into that. It's proprietary information. But I know there are businesses, there are people that rely on Facebook. And in order to rely on Facebook, you better be throwing in mad money into Facebook. I know of a client that threw in, I want to say like $10,000 a week into Facebook ads to get business. So if you have that much money to throw into a Facebook page, and if you're really, really good at your targeting and the way your ads speak and your sign up conversions are doing great, then by all means stay on Facebook. But I don't think you should limit yourself. I also think that if you are going to be in a business where you want to create some lead generation, definitely LinkedIn is a place to be, because your business, especially if you're in a business where you can tailor to businesses in other industries, LinkedIn has the sales navigator. You can actually tailor in the type of people you want to look at and tailor a really great intro letter to connect with them. Once they've connected, send out another message and really work that conversation to where, you can make a sale or you can get someone informed. Excuse me. Let's see. Is Twitter not a very reliable social media platform for your business goals? It's possibly geared towards a different type of business, entertainment driven. It's a pain to manage Twitter, IG, and Facebook. Okay. Twitter sucks. I'm just going to say it. I have never, ever, ever in the history of my marketing career, I've ever gotten a lead off of Twitter. Never, never, never. I almost did. I remember there was one point where I was working at a company and there was a person who scheduled a consultation, had our salesperson go out to their house. They did the entire consultation. They took pictures of the consultation, but they never made it. So I had one very, very close. I made $250,000 off an IG post. True story. That did happen. That was in 2016. Twitter is just not... Speaking of Twitter, one of my clients says, how do I get into my Twitter account? I'll get to you in a minute, man. Twitter, I think it's a live information hub, because anything that happens in the world, you can go to Twitter and find it. So that's what's the good thing about it. But I have never really seen any success off Twitter. Never have. I don't think I ever will. I think it's good to have your stuff out there, just to have it out there. But the way you manage all of those accounts is, I use Buffer. Buffer is my social media marketing tool. Let me log into mine real quick. I can share my screen with you guys. Which account is this? Okay. Let's share some screen time today, guys. Share screen. Chrome tab, Buffer, share. All right. So the way I do this, everything that I've ever done, and I have all of the MDMC stuff in here. So I have Facebook, I don't have Twitter connected on here. Facebook is connected to my Twitter, so everything I put on Facebook lands on Twitter anyway, so that's why I didn't do that. But I have Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest. That's actually the big reason why I got Buffer, is because if you know, and if you joined me last week, was it last week where I was talking about Pinterest? Pinterest is an organic driver to traffic to your website if you do it correctly, and you have to at least post 5 pins a day. All of my pins have gone out. So I have Jay Preeves, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest on here as well. So what I do here, so I can go on here, let's say I want to make a post, and I click all the buttons I want to use or which platforms I want it to go on. I'll type in all my shit in here. I'll attach a photo. I'll customize my network, and this thing will pop up. Obviously, because this is fake, it won't work. And then you can schedule the time that you want it to go on. Or you can, I think there's a setting on here for posting schedules. This will figure out a posting schedule that'll work for you. These were the ones that were given to me organically by Buffer, but you can change it or you can have them figured out for you. Is the best way to get the best engagement. For Buffer, I do pay, I think it's about, well, I've had that Buffer account since 2014. So I'm grandfathered in at the $10 amount, right? But I'm paying for another Buffer for another client because they get in there and do their stuff too. That one's $15 a month, and it's only for 8 platforms. I get 10 for 10, so $1 platform's not bad. But I was grandfathered into that rate, so you won't get that. A Buffer is definitely the cheapest social media management tool out there. I think Hootsuite wants $35 a month. I don't know. That's how I manage it. That's how I manage a lot of things. And for me personally, what I like to do, and especially for another client of mine that I've been working on, I had been posting, my original thought on it was I like to post a month out, especially if it's a service-based business. Post all that shit a month out so you have the rest of the month to work on whatever content you're working on. Let's say you have to write some blogs for your website. Maybe you have to upgrade the website. Maybe you have to, whatever other tasks that you have, especially in that time because I was working on other things. I would get all the social media stuff done out of the way, post out for a month, make sure I took care of the holidays and things like that. And I would just set it and forget it. It would be fine. And you can do that if you want to. I'm not sure what your plan is there. But for me personally, Twitter just has never been a lead generator. And, from making no money off Twitter to making a ton of money off Instagram, I mean, as of right now, let me see if I have that report. Actually, I think I was going to share that with you guys. Social Media Examiner did a fantastic report on, oh Lord, why do I have so many emails? Let's see. Social Media Examiner, here's our report. Let me see, download now. This is a very big report. It's a social media marketing industry report. Let me show this to you guys. And this is based off of marketers, like what we do and what we use social media for in order to get business. Actually, here's a really great point. Let me share my screen again. Sorry if you guys listening on the podcast, you guys can't see this. You should join our YouTube channel. All right. So the benefits of social media marketing: increased exposure, increased traffic, generate leads, develop loyal fans, improve sales, grow business partnerships, provide marketplace insight, increased thought leadership. Okay. But let's get to the good stuff here. So here, these are the commonly used platforms. Now, I said this, do not depend on Facebook. I mean that wholeheartedly because a lot of these other platforms are just as good. So you should definitely have an Instagram page. If you have a Facebook, you should have an Instagram page because when you do advertising, those two can work together in conjunction. If you do it on the Facebook side, if you advertise on the Instagram side, it's not going to generate to Facebook. It's two different things. But Facebook, because Facebook is the partner of Instagram, you can manage those ads in there. LinkedIn comes in third. Twitter is fourth. YouTube is fifth, which I'm surprised. And Pinterest is down here. I don't know. I think Pinterest has had an evolution in and of themselves. And I think because it's just used as a lead generator, that's why it's not used as much as like a used passage. We just use it to throw shit on there and just get the links and the clicks. Messenger bots, I always thought those things were dumb. I had to work on that in the last job I was at, and it was stupid. Let's see, Snapchat. Obviously, marketers here, we don't use Snapchat and we don't use TikTok because for marketing reasons, it just makes no sense for some of our service-based businesses. Now, if you're an entertainment-based business, like if you work for like one of the big like Sony or all the big studios out there, then by all means. Let's see. This is the B2C, business to consumer. If you don't know what B2C is, B2B is business to business. LinkedIn comes in second. For obvious reasons, you have professionals that are in the LinkedIn field. You want to make sure you target them. I suggest having at least the top 3, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, and the YouTube, even though we're down here, YouTube is so big, even though on here for us industry users, Facebook will always reign top because Facebook has the most users. And the reason I bring up this whole topic for today was the fact that you can use TikTok for con work. We just don't have any cons to go to, Lewis. Let me see here. We can make a personalized coin out of my coin company. You can. We should do one at some point. And let me tell you, there are several times I've had people that have come to me and says, well, I don't need your help. I have a Facebook page. And I'm like, all right, what do you do on your Facebook page? Nothing. I just post. Okay. Facebook is the biggest platform out there right now. If you're not utilizing it correctly, it is a waste of time. Might as well just use your money elsewhere or your time elsewhere. I feel like with the data that we've been given, spread yourself out a little bit. Don't throw all your eggs in one basket. Like I said, I got a sale off of Instagram for $250,000, and I did not get a bonus for it, which I should have because it was my post, and it was amazing. It was fantastic. Let's see here. What else does this industry report say? This is the comparison from B2C, B2B and B2C. So if you are marketing business to business, Facebook and LinkedIn are your go-tos. If you're marketing to the consumer, Facebook is the way to go. And it's kind of funny because last night I was watching, there's 2 documentaries out. One is called Hacked on what the fuck's it called? On Netflix. Hacked, and then the other one was like, I think the Social Media Project or the social problem. I don't know. This talks about a bunch of people that created all these platforms we're on and how the data is used to kind of sell to people. And the reason behind that is, and for us as marketers, I mean, duh. All of these companies have been gathering information for years. And so it makes it easier for us when we go in and create the ads. Who do we want to target? If a specific person has liked a specific page, we can target all those people. And you can narrow it down to percentages of how much they make in a household in a specific area of a specific town. I mean, you can fine tune all of your advertising if you do it the right way. And a lot of people don't know how to do it. Again, that could be a total different class that I could teach on the side. But, I like to watch these documentaries, and a lot of people are like, oh my God, everyone's using my information and this and that. And from a marketer side, I'm like, hell yeah, that's how we make money. Like, that is how most of people have been successful using Facebook advertising. And yeah, it is weird. Yeah, you do get, every click, everything that you do on Facebook is recorded and it's thrown into the advertising campaigns. And that way that makes you as the marketer more successful in targeting your audience. So it's a little give and take, but it is what it is. And what is going on in the comments here? Let's all get along here for the comments. Let's see. Oh my goodness. If you guys don't know, Lewis and Eddie actually do have. Lewis is an entrepreneur on his own. I know he has a full-time job, but he might as well just be an entrepreneur. Him and Eddie have a coin business they're doing with some guy in Germany. They make fantastic coins to the Power Ranger fandom. Go check them out. I think it's at Team Challenge Coin on Instagram. You guys drop your links in this. Let's see. Organic social media posting. Here we go. Organic means you didn't throw any money into anything, that you're just throwing shit out there and you hope it sticks. Let's see. It's increased, but at the same time, you should probably throw some money into something, especially if you're going towards a specific goal. Organic is good. There's a theory out there that organic will make you millions of dollars. Chill. Okay. It will, but not overnight. It's going to take you a while to get all that money. I can debunk a lot of things here today. I feel feisty. Let's see. But yeah, so one thing I would recommend to people, really understand your market, understand who the hell you're targeting. A lot of people, how many people I talk to, I'm like, okay, well, who's your audience? No one can answer that. I'm like, well, I don't know. Yeah. Team Challenge Coin. Go follow them. So yeah, I think a lot of people just don't even know who the hell they're targeting. It's crazy how you work in a business and you don't know who your audience is. And to me, that's jarring. And I'm like, okay, that's going to give a lot of work for me to do. I had a pitch I was working on a while back, and I didn't get it. And I don't care. I'm actually glad I didn't get it. But, one of the things that we talked about was, I'm like, well, who are we targeting? Well, I don't know. I'm like, well, who's your customer? Well, I don't know. How do you not know? And how long have you been in business? I know exactly who I'm targeting, and I do that very well in all of our ads. I feel like our Facebook ads are so much better than our Instagram ads are, even though Instagram is a very large platform. Again, throw money into Facebook to get something out of it. If you tailor it correctly and you do it the right way, you can definitely make mad money on Facebook. One of the things that I've been loving, and maybe in 2021 we'll start doing, I'm not sure yet, depends on the workload. I really don't need any more business. I'm actually pretty at capacity at this point. And, but one of the things I was thinking of was doing some lead gen through LinkedIn, but I'm good. I am growing the company page there, but it is what it is. If you guys are paying attention in the comments, Facts of Life is dropping their links. You can go follow them, go to their link tree, and you can go on to, you can go to all of their shit. They've got all their links up there, all their podcasts. I'm not sure. I have not been to that link tree, so I don't know what's in that, but go check it out. All their links are there. You can follow, I think, the Facts of Life founder is that Fact Fella Alex. His other one that got hacked, I feel like he got hacked, because I've been looking into that situation. It's been interesting. So yeah, all those guys are in there dropping links. Go and support each other. It's all good. So yeah, I think that's about it. I have to get off of this call. I have 2 other calls to make right after this, but I just hope that, I'm sorry, I don't know what's in your link tree. Other shit's in it. Look, all my shit's in Linktree too. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry, Facts of Life. I love you guys. You already know. I just couldn't think of it at the last minute. Well, I don't want to click links. Okay, so one of the things that I try not to do is to click my own link tree, because then the analytics picks it up as someone clicking the link tree. So I try to kind of keep it separate. So I'll click on it when I'm done here. But I stalk you everywhere else. I don't know what the problem is. I didn't name a tactic after you. Let's put it that way. I need to respond back to that group message, because as soon as I was responding, I got calls, and then I couldn't even get back to my argument there. But we should name something after Facts of Life here at MDMC. We should name a tactic or something. I don't know. But anyway, I hope you guys got some value out of this. I hope that whoever is out there that's just trying to grow their business and is solely relying on Facebook, you better have some cash to back up that Facebook page, because doing it organically will get you nowhere. Oh God. I don't want your analytics to come up as a bogus click, because usually when you click on something, it's going to be like, so, this person clicked and did nothing. So when you look at the numbers, it's like, oh, because, Lewis and I have been watching our Instagram numbers for a while now, and we're seeing the shade that we see here and there. And it's just like, wow. And so anytime that you end up clicking on something and you might get pumps because your numbers are pretty high, it was just me testing out your link. But I'll check it here in a minute. I apologize. But it's a great happy anniversary to us, MDMC full time. I do want to give a shout out to the development. They are kicking ass with all this content. I'm actually going to be filming a couple of episodes of Better Business Building and Beyond. So I won't be live for a while, because we have certain guests that have time restraints. So the next couple of weeks are probably just going to be pre-recorded interviews. So that's totally fine. Go check it out. The development has a lot of really cool content in the works, in the pipeline that I have to go edit. So yeah, I'm super excited for that. And then what's causing people's IGs to have stupid follower type apps? Shit, that sucks. We're gonna have to look into that. Yeah, I haven't had my profile taken down, thank God. I don't know, a third party following apps. I thought I had a really good one, but if that was the cause, I would report it to the app company, just to be like, yo, this is what's caused it. I've read that certain Instagram accounts, the latest article I found from this year is that Instagram is actually cracking down on a lot of accounts that are just violating the rules. And I've looked at your account. I don't think you violated anything. It's just weird, and it's a very weird time. And I know I experienced something very weird. I lost an ad account for a client, a Facebook ad account, because I had done a specific thing and Facebook shut it down. And I think that a lot of these shutdowns are happening. One, it's election season, guys. So Facebook is really trying to, secure that grip of what people can be seen and what they can't see. And so my account fell to that. I was able to get the ad account back, thank God. I about had a heart attack. So I'm thinking that these little shutdowns that are happening here or there are related to that. I think it's just someone just taking precautions. I think Instagram and Facebook they're a little too harsh when it comes to when policing these accounts and not doing it correctly. So I think that's what it is. But yeah, there's a couple of things I found. I'll look into it. I'll give it to you, Alex, when I'm done here. But that is about it, guys. So thank you so much for joining me on today's very special episode of Business Building and Beyond. You can go and like us on social media on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. Obviously, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Don't forget, the development drops an episode every Tuesday at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. And also, we are on a podcast now. We have all of our recordings from these shows are taken off and the audio is uploaded. We are also on Anchor, Breaker, Google Podcasts, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and Spotify. So if you don't have time to sit here and listen to me talk about all this marketing stuff, you can take me on the road with you. And then you can, you can totally take us with you. So, mwah. I love you guys. Thank you all to my team that's here in the comments. Go follow the Facts of Life podcast. They are also on Anchor, on Spotify, on iHeartRadio. They're on Breaker. They're everywhere. Go look up Facts of Life. Go check them out. Go support them. Go like their Instagram account. Facts_of_life, LYFE. You can follow Lewis at its_official. It's spelt wrong because someone took it. And Eddie is at Eddie_NYC. I believe that's his Instagram. I don't know. You can go and check out in the link below. I'll put all that shit in there. Yes. I gotta go, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.